Welcome back to Try and Win Sorceria. It was a shorter break than I thought. I was given another opportunity to do some more recording. So in this case, let's see, we had just done 3-2. So I guess we'll do 1-3. Lucifer's Floodgate. The river that borders the kingdom of Pentawa on the west is called Blood River. Although this name seems odd to stranger, this river is the only source of fresh water in the kingdom. It provides all the water for drinking and for irrigating crops. For Pentawa, Blood River is the life's blood without which the land could not survive. One day, the flow of the river slowed, then slowed again until it was no more than a trickle of muddy water flowing over the riverbed. The king sent a small band of explorers to the river's source to investigate. When they returned, it was with news that someone had built a dam at the river's head, blocking the flow of water downstream. The floodgate could not be opened by any means known to them, but they reported that monsters in the vicinity seemed to be guarding something in the caves near the dam. And perhaps the key to the mystery could be found there. There was almost no water stored anywhere in Pentawa, and if the gate could not be opened in the next few days, the crops would fail and the people would begin to die of thirst. That doesn't sound very smart of these people. Alright, so the goal is Blood River, the only source of fresh water for the entire kingdom of Pentawa, has been dammed by an unknown enemy. If no way can be found to open the floodgate, Pentawa will begin to die of thirst within days. The monsters who live in the caves near the source of the river are guarding something that may be the key to opening the floodgate. Find a way to open the gate and restore water to the dying land. Now this is an annoying feature of the game. The white powder. You're gonna need to come back here repeatedly just to use this white powder. A shining golden sword hangs on the wall in front of you. There's a piece of paper in the candlestick. It has some writing on it. By the time this is found, I'll be dead. I came to open the floodgate, but I am badly wounded, and I will die knowing I have failed. I pray the one who reads this is brave enough to complete my quest. I've written down what I know and hidden it in the lamp. The magic paper will resist the heat of the fire for a while, but in time it will burn, so find it soon. When you touch a lamp, the flame will go out, and you'll be able to find my message. Good luck. You look inside the lamp, but you find nothing. Bat Wolf attacks by leaping, moves very fast. You can see a cave behind the waterfall. Lizard Man, scaly reptile like humanoid, skillful sword fighter. When you touch the base of the lamp, the flame goes out. You see a half-burnt piece of paper in the lamp. On it are the words, "Put together the silver sword open." You see a glint of metal on one of the items above the lake. Now I think these guys can be fairly dangerous. But my character should be, like, overpowered. I'm just gonna go in after you guys. Forget this. No, this is a fast way to get XP if you really want to just, like, run in and do that. But I'm not done yet. There's a glint of metal on one of the islands, so I have to find it. And that's it right there, I think. I think that's all it is. And islands beyond have herbs, says the FAQ. Well, okay, one island has an herb. This lamp looks different from the others. When you move the lamp, you hear a sound like a lock sliding back. A shining silver sword hangs on the wall in front of you, and of course until I find it, I can't. Hobgoblin, small humanoid, uncommonly strong. Troll, misshapen humanoid, comes through doors and windows. This looks as though 2 swords could be hung on this wall. You place the gate with your sword. Unfortunately, I don't have 2 swords, so I'm just gonna take my sword back. This is actually one of my favorite stages because of all the loot. You'll see what I mean when we finish this. Lizardman. This one guards the floodgates. You push up on the rod, but something is holding it in place. You push again, but the rod will not move. You push again, but the rod will not move. You push again, but the rod will not move. This is stupid. I don't like this. You push up on the rod, yada yada, yada yada. There's a reason why I'm doing this, and that's because I need to make the game let me do this. Take another look at the second rod from the right, and then I exit anyways. I keep hitting change instead of cast. And that's really all I need to do. Really, really stupid. And that should shut up the waterfall so I can go to that cave I saw earlier. Alright, this is what I mean by stupid. Of course, one of these has nothing in it. And one of these requires 2 white powders. This is a lavender. You know what, I'm just gonna head back and get more white powder anyways, it's fine. Got lavender out of it, whatever. So you need to make this trip every time you want some more white powder. Pentawa's finest can't consider carrying more than just a small amount of white powder. You got 4 people here. Carry 4 times the amount. Yeah, I actually didn't need to. Whatever. I'm just gonna do it to all of them. And the game kind of looked like a glitch there for a second. Raphael sword acquired. Raphael sword. Gabriel sword. There seems to be something different about this lamp. When you move the lamp, you hear the sound of something falling overhead. Simple puzzle. You just light up the things by lining them up. Grimlock. Small blind humanoids. Attacks in groups. It's the ones that little monsters out here that I couldn't identify for whatever reason. Alright, now to figure out what to do from here. Nope, that's not the right sword. Even though it says Shining Silver Sword, that could be any sword, really. Even though I literally have an object called the Silver Sword. That's not it. I already did that one. That's what I thought. This is the Kraken, right? Yeah. So now what? Where do I go? And this one requires 2 white powders. Maybe you sprinkle some more white powder, the flame will go out. You know what, my characters have thousands of hit points. Maybe they should just be able to throw or reach into it and just, you know, grab whatever's inside. Yeah, aside from the white powder business and the rod, this stage was definitely one of the top stages. But I do like it because of all the loot. I guess that sounds pretty shallow of me. But I mean, like, even the XP is easy to get. When you sprinkle some of the white powder in the lamp, the flame goes out, you get a micro sword. Trying to jump on this, had a little bit of difficulties. Okay. There you go. I do remember coming up from below on that. Because that was the reason why. How many swords do I have now? I've got 5 if you count the one on the outside. So that's all the swords. I have everything I need. Is there anything else back here? No, that's the Kraken room. Okay. Hold on, AFK. I think this is all, yeah. So if I do this, I believe all the monsters disappear. Alright, let me think here. Alright, I'm not that worried about it. About the little extra XP. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the Floodgate, and then stand near the entrance, fade out, and fade back in once I have enough years taken off my character's life or ages. Enough years taken off of my character's age, yeah. This is Lucifer's Floodgate. When it is open, the city will have water. There's a sword hanging on the wall. It looks like a silver sword. You placed a crystal sword. You gain 1000 XP. I knew I should have brought some fly potions or something. There we go. The silver and crystal swords must be placed for it to be there. That's one of those god damn it moments where it's like, how would you ever think that you should search up there? So I think go back to the crack and I should be able to find armor plate. I definitely never found the ice robe on my own. But some of this other stuff I have, like this armor plate. This is a great stage to load up your characters on gear. Alright. It's time to start. Let me think here. I'd rather not just count, so I think I'm just gonna hold it down. Alright, so I guess we'll tune back in once my characters are young again. I think if I were to do this over or offer you advice, it would be make more than one rejuvenation item. Now that being said, only Abdeling and Sorella can cast it right now. If you're looking for the easiest time in the game, I'd probably start middle-aged, fighters and wizards. Probably just wizards, really. Well, no, I don't know. Probably 3 fighters, 1 wizard. You don't really get... the elf doesn't really get much besides getting to play longer, but you don't need to play... You don't need that many years to play to beat the game. That's for the super long term, and even then, it does actually come out to about the same when you consider how much extra XP the elf needs, and how much extra time the elf gets. So you'll have his stats, but not hit points and magic. So I suppose you're going to be limited on stats anyways if you don't have the levels. Yeah, I would really say 3 fighters, 1 wizard. Maybe start a middle-aged, or enough to where you have stats that you're happy with. You don't need dexterity. Karma's nice, but not necessary unless you want more levels. Vitality you only actually need on your first dude, up to 25. More vitality for everyone unless you run farther, though. Wow, that looks pretty freaky. So it looks like it's the stats you don't use, maybe? I'll have to compare. And I'm pretty sure that, and I knew this beforehand, but your stat can only go as lowest as your max stat inverted. So if your max stat is 35, the lowest you can go is negative 35. So 22, 20, 24. 22, 20. Yeah, so intelligence, magic resistance, and dexterity decreases for Sorella, whereas Bobo lost strength, protection, and vitality. Okay, so this means that Avdeling will probably keep her 3 intelligence, and she can zap herself to being youthful. So it's not a random 3, it's a certain 3, and 1 each. So this is actually manageable. Unfortunately, I've already lost count. I needed 12 more. I lost count. So that might actually be something you could do. Is plan if you can plan ahead for it. Is build a fighter who's actually a wizard, and a wizard who's actually a fighter. And when you do rejuvenate them, it won't impact them much at all. Also, that being said, the earlier you rejuvenate them, the better it is for their stats. Like you can train that out faster. All right, now for Glimmen, then Abdaling. This is going to be the longest. Now, I average 10 a minute. I think one rejuvenation every 6 seconds. So 10 a minute. I need to reduce her by like 184. So I'll be back in 18 minutes. When you cast rejuvenation, your stats decrease. When they're in double column on the left side, physical stats on the right side is magic stats, mental stats in your pro character profile. Anyways, the max stat positive, your stats, your negative stats can only go as far as the enchanted. So let me explain. Let's say you have a +7 to strength and your max stat is, we'll say 20. When I cast rejuvenation, my strength will go down as far as -27, because according to the game, in the battle world, my strength hasn't yet reached 20. That's what it means. So let me show you. So when we look at Glimmen, it says -30, -30, -30 right there. So her stats, that's her max, is 30. 30 positive, 30 negative. But with all her items, when I go back out, it's going to be like -37 intelligence natural stat. Basically, I'm just saying, if you are going to do this and you care about a few extra points of stats, have your character unequip their stat enhancers. Also, it doesn't look like that your characters will lose any attributes if they don't have a year to decrease. So if they're already at 16, they can't get any younger, so you don't lose any more attributes. So it doesn't look like you have to actually sit here and count until you reach 16, and then like, you know, you're just continuing to lose attributes or anything. I'll probably delete Lans after this, so I don't have to worry about managing his stats or keeping him immortal or anything. Or maybe I'll just make him immortal and not worry about him. Because I feel like if he's in my roster, I have to take care of him and build up his stats. You don't actually need a reserve character. I'll try not to pay any attention to them. I have this drive to have, like, you know, maximize everything. So it kind of nags at me a little bit to think that there's this guy sitting in my stable of heroes and he's, you know, not getting a stat increase every year. I'm not touching him. I'm not saying he's a trainer or anything. But I suppose it is better than deleting him technically, so I'll just keep him in the stable, and when it comes time to make him immortal, I'll do that, and I'll continue to ignore him. Alright, and that's it. My characters are now young again, and their stats reflect a humongous atrophy. So that'll be it for this episode. Their stat gains will be taking place on the next episode because my family's ready to roll back out inside. So first, let's divide things up. Bobo, I want you to have the Gabriel sword. So your Goran Axe gives you 3 strength, 3 magic, and has Death Arrow. I can unlock Timidity instead. Oh, it also gives 3 karma. I'm gonna pawn this off. The Gabriel sword has 8 strength and can unlock Death Arrow, so it'll be his replacement. I'm also going to get rid of his armor, which he got in 3-2, the Caverns of Ice. That gives him 9 protection. Instead, he's going to have something that gives him 12 protection. As for Avdeling, I'm going to go ahead and give her all the swords, and she will only keep the Crystal Sword, which can do heal. Everything else, pretty much is Death Arrow. That's why I'm keeping Bobo still stocked up on gear, so everything goes to Avdeling, because she has the least amount of money. Alright, now the Fog Robe currently gives me 3 intelligence, 4 magic resistance, and 3 karma. The intelligence and magic resistance of the ice robe is also 3 and 3. Now remember, the fog robe actually gives her an additional magic resistance. So her stat will actually be worse than it would have been otherwise. I think I've confused myself. Anyways, let's go ahead and pawn this off. So now it is she has a 3 intelligence, 3 protection, 3 magic resistance, and 3 vitality, as well as 2 karma. Total of 12 stat points that I care about. It doesn't. Unfortunately, I no longer have corrosion as a result of this, but that's fine. She has death bolt off of her necklace. And that's everything. Sorry, so I'm gonna go ahead and re-gear my characters, and I'm not gonna do the throne room until I max out my karma or something. Since now is the time I can start training them. So, also you can see here that this is what I was talking about. The fog robe gave her 4 points of magic resistance. Then when I swapped out the ice robe, it gave her 3 points of magic resistance. So she lost 1, but the game would only keep reducing her down to 30. So because she lost 1 after reaching her 30 cap, she went down another point. Now she's down to negative 31. Not a big deal, unless the game prevents me from going past negative 31. Thank you very much for watching Tran wins Sorcerian. I enjoy breaking these games. I'll see you next time.